What's up guys? Chaz here with FBA Rockstars bringing you a supplies video. Let's dive in. I've been doing this YouTube channel for almost a year now, and one of the #1 questions that I have always gotten is, what supplies do you recommend? We keep our business super simple, so the supplies I'm going to show you are nothing fancy. They're just what we use to get the job done. Number 1, boxes! If you have not already, I've already done a video on where I get my boxes from, so go to the other video, check it out. We actually buy them, believe it or not. We do not get free boxes, we buy them from Lowe's. Now, you can go and get free boxes if you're on a limited budget. Absolutely, go check the back of stores, go ask the managers, go do all that stuff, or check Craigslist. You can also check OfferUp, all these different avenues to get free boxes. For me personally, it's all about convenience, so I'll pay $1 a piece to go get some of these. As far as sizes, get a variety of sizes, guys. Now remember, with FBA, your boxes cannot weigh over 50 pounds, and if you have multiple items, they cannot be longer than 25 inches. So you want to keep that in mind. Most of your standard boxes are not going to be that big, but I recommend having a small, medium, and large. This is why I like Lowe's or Home Depot, because they come in those 3 sizes and they're fairly inexpensive. Next up, we have tape. Tape is going to be the #1 supply you use along with the boxes. I recommend you get shipping tape, something that's going to be a little bit heavier duty. One tip that I have is, don't just put the tape on and leave it. Keep in mind, these boxes are going to be shipped for up to, sometimes they can take 2 or 3 weeks, especially during Q4. So you want to make sure that after you put the tape on, I actually take the back of my fingernails and rub that into the box. It doesn't take, it takes half a second. Just do that real quick. Gets the tape embedded onto that box a little bit better. That way it's not going to sit in a cold warehouse and the tape's going to come off. Scottie Peeler. This bad boy right here will be your best friend. My first few weeks doing FBA, when I was doing a lot of pallets, a lot of that stuff has stickers, and Goodwill, oh man, Goodwill especially. Goodwill and thrift stores love their stickers. My fingernails bled a few times because I was sitting here for hours picking this stuff off. And then somebody had mentioned, hey, why don't you just get a Scottie Peeler? Ta-da! This thing is razor, look how thin that is. Razor sharp. This doubles as a box cutter too, which sometimes you need to make a custom box to fit your stuff, which we call a mummy box or Franken box. Highly recommend this. Absolutely get one, it will save your fingernails. Of course, with the Scottie Peeler, you want Googan. Googan is such an amazing thing. You guys can see we use a lot of it. We've gone through, I don't even know how many bottles of this stuff. We're almost out and we need to stock up again. Now you can get this kind. We poke a little hole in the top, so it's just a tiny dab that comes out. You do not need a lot of this. I have, when I first worked with it, I made the mistake of pouring it on, and it has a very waxy finish. So you want to make sure you're not dumping this onto anything that's going to be a solid cardboard that it can discolor. You want to make sure on books, we use a tiny, I'm talking like a tiny bit of this on the cover of smooth books, and we'll gloss up that cover, especially on a black. But you, again, make sure that is a tiny hole. You can actually get a spray of this as well. We just get our stuff from Amazon. Check out the links below, you can grab that. Along with that, you want to make sure that you have a rag. Especially when you're taking off those stickers, you pair these two together. You're gonna put a little bit of Googan on the sticker, let it soak for a minute, and then you can take the Scottie Peeler, pop it off, take the rag, finish it off, make sure there's no residue on there. Labels! You will also go through a crap ton of labels, my friends. Now, for some reason, everyone in my other video, the step-by-step video, kept asking where I get my labels from, so here you go. We do the basic Avery label. Again, all this stuff I'm talking about you can find on Amazon. Check out the links below if you want to use those. We just use the Avery brand. We love it. Works for us. All you're doing, guys, these are address labels, right? It's the 30. You guys see that? Make sure you get the 30. I'll show you. So there's just 30 little labels on there. You put these into your printer like a normal piece of paper, and then when you go to do your shipment, like I showed you in my step-by-step video, this is exactly how it prints off, and all of your item labels are going to be right here. The other label that you're going to use most often is a shipping label. Now, we only are using these right now because we forgot to order more, but you can get these for free, 100% free, by going to ups.com, create an account, and then you go to order supplies, and you can order 50 of these at a time. So you can go in there once a day, you know, do it for a week or something like that. Just get a huge stockpile. And that's what we've done. We forgot to order, which is why we also just picked these up. And you guys can see these come in a sheet of 2 because that's how your shipping labels are going to be printed off. There's 2 labels that get printed on here. Those go on your boxes. Both the item labels and the shipping labels are stickers. So you don't have to worry about tape or anything like that. You just peel them off, stick them onto your stuff. Poly bags. Poly bags are used for anything that is loose or anything like a toy that has an open face on the box. Amazon will alert you on what needs poly bags, so make sure that you're checking for that stuff. Make sure you're prepping your materials the right way. When you get these, they come in a bundle of various sizes, which is why we prefer these ones. They also are printed with the warning label on the bag, which is required on any poly bag. Bubble wrap! You can never go wrong with bubble wrap, especially if you are in the used electronics area. We've done a lot of used electronics, which means we've gone through a lot of bubble wrap. You can use bubblefast.com, uline.com, Amazon, eBay. A lot of different companies provide big rolls of this stuff. You can even go to your local Walmart or Staples if you don't mind paying a little bit more in the store. We've had to go and grab some ourselves sometimes, but you do what you got to do to get the shipment out, right? Air bubbles. These are amazing because sometimes you can use craft paper or any other big bulky type of thing to fill space within a box. Anytime that you send in a shipment, you don't want a big box with a little bit of stuff that's only filled maybe halfway and you have all this extra room. So think about shipping, right? All your materials being thrown around, your inventory is bouncing around. You don't want that. So you can use these air bubbles to fill those gaps. Now, if you're not into the air bubbles, we have craft paper. This was actually inside of my same video that I did at Lowe's. So go check it out, go into my channel, just type in boxes and you'll see where I get my boxes at Lowe's. And this stuff is actually constructor's paper. It comes, this is about half used, so it comes in a pretty big roll. We got this for $8. So again, this is thick paper. You literally just crunch it up and it's simply just to fill the space. Shipping scale. Next up is a printer. We keep ours super simple, just a basic standard printer. You'll preferably want to use a LaserJet. We love the Brother brand, so you can check that out. Side note, get a heater because it's gonna be freaking cold if you're working in a garage. This thing has been well loved over the last several months. You absolutely want a shipping scale because you need this stuff to be pretty accurate. Amazon is very picky with their guidelines and their policies, so you want to make sure you're sticking to those the best that you can. Sure, you can get away with using a bathroom scale to ballpark or guesstimate what the box weighs, but you want to make sure you're trying to be accurate, so just invest a little bit of money. This thing cost about $35 and it weighs up to 110 pounds. Your boxes are rarely ever going to go over 50 pounds at the most. When you weigh your stuff though, make sure that this whole thing is sitting on a very firm surface. You do not want this sitting on your carpet, on top of foam padding if you're in a garage like we are. So we set this directly on the concrete itself of our garage. Set it on your kitchen floor if you have linoleum, obviously. By making sure it's a very tough surface, it's going to give you the most accurate reading. This bad boy is a USB scanner. It will save you so much time. My first pallet I did, that bulk pallet that most of you have seen by now, where I got the big pallet of toys in, I manually, this is what most of you did not see behind the scenes, it took me hours. I had to manually type in the UPC code on every single item that I put out of that pallet because I had no idea one of these things existed. The second I was done with that pallet, I posted about it inside of our group and everyone had said, why didn't you use a USB scanner? Plugs right into your computer. You can scan the barcode and that UPC pops right into the area that you're putting in those numbers. Those have been all the basic supplies that you need to get started. I didn't even start with that many. So you want to make sure that anytime you start a business of any kind, you want to research what supplies you need, invest in those supplies because you will need them. For these last two items, they're not necessities, but they do help. I have found great benefit in both of them, which is why I'm going to recommend them. Number one's going to be a Mophie case. This is a battery case. You guys all know the blocky looking battery packs, right? You can plug your cord into, carry it with you. It's kind of a pain. This hooks onto your phone. You can see the phone plugs in right there. Take the case apart, plug your phone in. This shows you how much battery that you have. You guys can see I need to charge mine. This thing has been simply awesome because when you are out scanning in the stores, RA style, retail arbitrage, your battery drains quick. This has been a lifesaver in many situations for us. The KDC 200i scanner. This is a Bluetooth scanner that syncs up with your phone when you are going out scanning inside of stores. Instead of using your seller's app to sit here and wait for the actual camera to focus sometimes, it could be a royal pain sometimes. Instead of sitting here waiting for it to focus, this thing will be a regular scanner, so you see the red light come out, and it's just a quick beep, check it on your phone, and move on. Specifically when I'm scanning books, I actually set my phone up on the shelf, and I use Inventory Labs Scoutify. So Scoutify is open, and I will literally just be able to beep, 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 and I can look at the screen until I find one that's a keeper. Take that keeper, put it in my shopping cart, beep, 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 move on. This thing does make a difference as far as speed goes. Now you can actually purchase this through one of our guys, Dean. Check out the link below for his website. He is hooking us up, the Rockstars specifically, for 50 bucks. These are refurbished. I've used this one for many months, never had a single issue. So for 50 bucks, you can get a hold of this. Finally, last, but certainly not the least, you want to have some nice wine, a beer, or some coffee, because this stuff has gotten through a lot of shipments in this garage for us. That's been all of the supplies that you need as a newbie to begin your FBA journey. You can actually find most of these products in the links below, so be sure to check those out. If you have any specific questions, drop a comment below, join our Facebook group, or message me directly. I'll get back to you as soon as I can. Thanks for tuning in. We'll see you guys later. Peace out.